Let us continue the second session of adverse drug effects. We are discussing the type B, which is bizarre, and examples or subtypes of the type B adverse effects are idiosyncrasy, hypersensitivity, and the pseudoallergy. Let us see the examples. Idiosyncrasy: if the patient takes the sulfa drug, example sulfonamides, which is generally sulfonamides is an antibacterial drug, and primaquine, which is generally used in the treatment of malaria. So if the patient with glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency, if the person is with glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase, which is enzyme deficiency, may leads to hemolysis, or we can say hemolytic anemia, hemolysis with the sulfonamides and the primaquine. And these are genetic adverse drug reactions. Second example is hepatotoxicity with isoniazid. Isoniazid is a drug of choice, or we can say mainstay of the drug in the treatment of tuberculosis. And if the patient or person is slow acetylator, it is the metabolic term given to the persons in which the acetylation's mechanism is slow. And if such a patient takes the isoniazid, may leads to hepatotoxicity, toxicity to the liver. These are the two most important examples. Third one is prolonged apnea with succinylcholine. Succinylcholine, derivatives of acetylcholine, which decreases the pseudocholinesterase enzyme. So the best example of idiosyncrasy in the genetically determined persons are about the sulfa drugs in the glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficient persons leads to hemolytic anemia or hemolysis. Hypersensitivity examples: penicillin. Penicillin leads to the hypersensitivity reactions by the formation of IgE antibodies. Generally, hypersensitivity reactions includes the involvement of the or formation of the IgE antibodies, IgM, IgG antibodies, or sometimes cell mediated. So the examples of the hypersensitivity reaction is penicillin. On the first dose, it forms the antigens. In response to the antigen, it forms the antibody at the first dose, and at the second dose, it causes antigen-antibody reactions. And the pseudoallergy, which is not related to the immunological reactions, but occurs at the first dose, maybe the radio contrast media. Generally, these radio contrast media are given during the X-ray procedures by orally to the patient. Muscle relaxants drug, quinolones. Quinolones generally includes the fluoroquinolones, which is having the antibacterial activity, vancomycin, antibacterial antibiotic, and opioids, morphine, generally used for the severe pain. These drugs are the examples of the pseudo allergy. As we know that the type 1 hypersensitivity reaction, this is a part of pathology, and I hope that you studied in the pathology also. In the first exposure to the drug, there is a formation of IgE, and the subsequent exposure, there is the antigen antibody reaction within 1 hour. And the examples of the type 1 hypersensitivity is penicillin. Same, it is a type IgE mediated hypersensitivity reaction, which is called immediate hypersensitivity reaction, or type 1 hypersensitivity reaction induced by the penicillin. How can we treat this penicillin hypersensitivity? In the mild cases, just give H1 receptor antagonist, which is anti-allergic. But in the severe cases, if there is an anaphylactic shock, then we need here life-saving drug epinephrine, which is called adrenaline, and which is a physiological antagonist for the histamine, because it's generally responsible for the hypersensitivity reactions. Type 2 mediated hypersensitivity reactions, and it involves the IgG or IgM mediated hypersensitivity reactions. It involves the antibodies are IgG or IgM, and examples are penicillin induced hemolysis, cephalosporin, and the sulfonamides are responsible for the type 2. If the penicillin is just induce the allergic reactions or hypersensitivity, we can say type 1. But if the penicillin induced hemolysis, we can say type 2 hypersensitivity reactions. And the antibodies involved are G and M. But in the type 1 hypersensitivity reactions, the antibodies involved are IgE. And other examples are the cephalosporin, which is having the cephalosporins are the antibiotics, and sulfonamides are also antibacterial activity. Type 3 hypersensitivity reactions needs the IgG antibody, or we can say IgG mediated hypersensitivity reactions, and examples are the serum sickness. Serum sickness, what happened here? In type 3 or G mediated hypersensitivity reactions, there is an antigen antibody complexes are formed in the circulation, deposited in the walls of the blood vessels or tissue, and there is a formation of inflammatory reactions. Release of the mediators leads to serum sickness. Type 4, we can say cell-mediated hypersensitivity reactions. And examples of cell-mediated hypersensitivity reaction is tuberculin skin taste. And their manifestations are the dermatological, because tuberculin skin taste is generally use the skin taste, dermatological. What happened in this? Phagocytosis occurs by the antigen presenting cells, APCs, which are damaged by the activated T cells and leads to the dermatological effects. Just remember the examples. Type 4, because this is a part of pathology, and here type 4 cell mediated hypersensitivity reactions. Examples is tuberculin skin test. Pseudo allergy, as we know that if you see this picture, in the allergic reaction, there is an involvement of the antibody, antigen antibody, involvement of the immunology. But in the pseudo allergy, there is no involvement of the antigen antibody, there is no involvement of the immunology, and it occurs at the first dose. An example as we discussed before. Let us move towards the type C. Chronic. C for chronic, it is related to the dose and the time of the drug. What are the properties? It is also uncommon and related to the cumulative effect of the drug. What are the examples? Hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis suppression by corticosteroid. Yes, the best example is steroid. Long use of this steroid suppresses the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. Long-term use of this steroid in the high dose may lead to osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is a breakdown of the bones. For the steroid, you can also use my steroid lecture available on the pharmacology lecture videos on YouTube about the steroid, the long-term effect of the steroid. There are many effects of the steroid. These are only two discussed here. Osteoporosis and the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis suppression. When there is suppression of the axis, this hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, the release of the hormone may be suppressed. Many hormones may be suppressed and which affect the physiological functions in the human body. And there are many diseases related to the long-term use of the steroid in the high dose. Examples are the Cushing syndromes, Addisonian crisis. So type C reaction, if any person use the dose of the drug, any drug for long time and in the high dose, leads to the adverse effect of type C. What is the management for this? Reduce the dose or stop the drug. Reduce the dose. But remember, it's most important, if the person is using the long-term dose, the sudden withdrawal should be avoided because it may lead to the significant adverse effect. To avoid it, and for the steroid, it is recommended gradual withdrawal. In the gradual withdrawal, reduce the dose of the drug and withdraw the drug step by step, not at the sudden, means from the next day, stop the drug or do not take any medication. It should be avoided. Any drug for the long term, withdraw gradually, but it is most important in case of the corticosteroids to avoid the adrenal crisis. Type D, D is delayed. Means it generally occurs not at the same time. When the person is taking the drug, the adverse effect not occurs at the same time. It occurs after some time. That's why it is called delayed drug reactions, type D. The properties are uncommon, usually dose related, occurs or becomes apparent sometime after the use of drug. And examples are carcinogenesis, means formation of the cancer, tumor cells, and teratogenesis. Teratogenesis means there is an abnormal fetus growth if the pregnant women during the pregnancy take some drugs which affects the fetus, and there is a formation of the abnormal infant or abnormal fetus, we can say teratogenesis. It is delayed, not occurs at the same time when the patient take the drug, but after some times. Management, avoid the use of drug. If some drugs are the carcinogenesis or there is a having the property to produce the cancer, avoid it. Example, there is one drug of anti-diabetic drug, we can say pioglitazone. Pioglitazone is approved by the FDA in the management of diabetes mellitus type 2, and it is used by the many diabetic persons all over the world. But after many years, it is reported that the person or patients of the diabetic mellitus who took the pioglitazone for a long time, they developed the bladder cancer. So we can say this type of the reaction is type D, delayed reactions. Teratogenesis, what happens generally in teratogenesis? During the pregnancy, the woman take some medications which affect the fetus. In 1961, there is one tragedy occurs in Germany. We can say thalidomide tragedy. Thalidomide strategy. What happened is the pregnant woman took the thalidomide drug, which is approved by the FDA in 1950 for the sedation and morning sickness. So during 1961, in the west of Germany, this thalidomide used by many pregnant women for the symptoms of the nausea during pregnancy, for the morning sickness during the pregnancy. What happened as a result? In 1961, near about 10,000 children or kids born with abnormality, and near about 2,000 children died in 1961 in the west of Germany. And this adverse effect, we can say teratogenic. And that event is described as or termed as thalidomide tragedy. So best way, avoid these drugs for the type D adverse effect. Now, Food and Drug Administration has labeled the drug according to their use in the pregnancy, or we can say FDA is categorized the drug A, B, C, D, and X. And as you know that the drug which is categorized D and X should be contraindicated. X are contraindicated, but D also having the potential to develop teratogenesis. Teratogenesis, so should be avoided during the pregnancy. Type E, withdrawal, end of use. As we discussed, sudden withdrawal of drug should be avoided. Suppose the person or patient is taking the drug from many years and he decided that from tomorrow he will not take the drug. No, it will create the adverse effect or end of use adverse effect. Uncommon occurs soon after the withdrawal of drug. Example, withdrawal of the opiates. Opioids, morphine, codeine. Morphine and its derivatives generally used in the management of severe pain, and these are addictives. If the someone is using this drug for long term, is addictive, and after withdrawal, there are the withdrawal symptoms. We can say adverse effect. Withdrawal of the benzodiazepines. Persons of the insomnia or anxiety. Anxiety is a feeling of the fear. And insomnia, unable to fall in the sleep. And benzodiazepines, these are the derivatives or the drugs which are used to sedate the patient, calm the patients. Benzodiazepines are also used in the management of the convulsions, epilepsies, some major tranquilizers, minor tranquilizers, some psychosis. And these are the drug is not used for 1 day, 2 day, or 1 week. It is a long-term therapy. So for the long-term therapy, if any person taking the benzodiazepines, including diazepam, clonazepam, and after long term, maybe after 6 months or 1 year, he decided from tomorrow he will not take the same drug, it will create the adverse effect or withdrawal symptoms. Patient of the hypertension managed with the beta blockers, maybe atenolol, propranolol, metoprolol, and he decided from tomorrow he will not take the drug, it will create the withdrawal symptoms, including hypertension. So sudden withdrawal of the drug should be avoided, and the management reintroduce the drug and withdraw slowly. So to avoid the withdrawal adverse effect, the drug should be withdrawn gradually, slowly. Reduce the dose, or the second way, take the drug after 1 day gap. Take the drug after 1 day gap, or reduce the dose slowly weekly, not only 1 day, weekly. Reduce the dose. Suppose the person on the 200 milligram tablet, so he can, the next week, he can take 150 milligram, next week 100 milligram, then next week 50 milligram, and the next week stop the drug. Like this, we can say gradual withdrawal to avoid the withdrawal symptoms or adverse effects. Last one is type F, failure of the therapy or unexpected failure of the therapy. F, failure means drug is not effective. How? The properties are common, dose related, and often caused by the drug interactions. Now, what is a failure of therapy? If the person is not taking sufficient amount of the drug in sufficient doses, failure of the therapy. And it generally occurs with the antimicrobial drugs for selection of the antibiotic. Example, if the person has some bacterial infection and this bacterial infection may develop the cough, doctor prescribed the right antibiotic in the right doses, but the patient is not able to take at the right doses. Example, doctor has given amoxicillin 3 times per day after 8 hours, but patient is taking only 2 times per day. So what happened? Insufficient of the dose, which may develop resistance to the microbes and failure of the therapy. Sometimes there is a use of the wrong antibiotic. Instead of amoxicillin, doctor prescribed another antibiotic which is not effective for the specific microorganism, and patient is taking the dose duration at the right time. But what is the problem? The dose selection or drug selection of the drug is not right. Failure of therapy. If the woman using oral contraceptives to avoid the pregnancy, but at the same time she is using enzyme inducer drug. Some drugs have the ability to induce the enzymes. And what is the properties of enzyme inducer? If they induce the enzyme, same enzyme at which the oral contraceptives are metabolized, excess enzyme, excess metabolism, rapid elimination of the drug from the body. So no plasma peak concentration will be achieved, and there is a failure of the contraception and women may get pregnancy. What happened? Failure of therapy. So how to avoid this? The enzyme inducer drug should be avoided with the use of oral contraceptives, or should be used regularly at the right time. So there should be the consideration of drug interactions. And for antimicrobial agents, antibiotics, right drug at right dose and at right duration should be prescribed and taken by the patient. Types of toxicity. There are 3 types of the toxicity: pharmacological toxicity, pathological toxicity, and the genotoxicity. Let us see one by one. In pharmacological toxicity, if propranolol produce the bradycardia, is example of pharmacological toxicity, because it due to pharmacological action. Propranolol act on beta 1 receptor at the heart muscle and reduce the heart rate. Salbutamol produces the bronchodilation because it is beta 2 agonist in the large doses, in the therapeutic doses. But in the large doses, the salbutamol, it also acts on beta 1 receptor in the heart, causing tachycardia. So where the mechanisms, receptors are involved, we can say these are the pharmacological toxicity. When there is a pharmacodynamics are involved, pharmacokinetics are involved, we can say pharmacological toxicity. Pathological toxicity, hepatotoxicity by acetaminophen. What is acetaminophen? Paracetamol. Paracetamol is also termed as acetaminophen as per United States Pharmacopoeia. Now, paracetamol at the dose of 4 milligram per day, 4 gram per day leads to hepatotoxicity or toxic to the liver. And nephrotoxicity by gentamicin. Gentamicin is an aminoglycoside antibiotic, and if the dose is high for long duration, it may lead to the nephrotoxicity, we can say toxic to the kidneys. So if there is a question, identify the following toxicities, and hepatotoxicity by the acetaminophen, which toxicity is this? So your answer should be pathological toxicity. Same for the identify the following toxicity, and if there is example of the propranolol which may produce bradycardia, you can write it is in the pharmacological toxicity. If the salbutamol produces the tachycardia, you can say it is in the example of pharmacological toxicity. Genotoxicity related to the gene, mutagenesis, mutation in the gene, change in the genetic makeup, carcinogenesis, formation of the cancer, tumor cell, and teratogenesis, that is formation of the abnormal fetal growth. In carcinogenesis, ability of drug to produce the cancer. And examples, there are many examples of the drug which can able to produce the cancers, as we discussed the pioglitazone and many more. Mutagenesis, there is a mutation in the genes and may lead to the adverse effect. Let us see the teratogenicity. Ability of drug to cause specific gross structural fetal abnormalities when administered to the pregnant women. Teratogenicity is a dose related. Low doses can produce no effect. Higher doses can produce the characteristic pattern of malformation. Effect of drug on the fetus. If the gestation period up to 16 days, the cytotoxic drug and alcohol should be avoided. In the gestation period of 17 to 16 days, there is a formation of the organs. So most of the drug are the teratogens and should be avoided. And the histogenesis and the functional maturation occurs 60 days to the term. So various drugs including alcohol, nicotine, antithyroid, and steroids should be avoided. Same up to the 16 days, effect of the drug, either the death of the fetus or survive free. If the drug is taken during the period of 17 to 16 days, many drugs are teratogenesis and forms the abnormal fetus growth. Example are the valproate, which are used in the management of the epilepsy. It causes the neural tube defects in the fetus. Thalidomide, as we discussed, thalidomide tragedy in 1961 and may lead to the phocomelia. And 60 days to the term, various drugs leads to the adverse drug effect, including antithyroid drug, which leads to the hypothyroidism. Tetracyclines inhibits the bone growth and discoloration of teeth, and warfarin leads to the bleeding. And this is the phocomelia, which is caused by the thalidomide tragedy in 1961 in the Germany. Therein, German pharmaceutical company produced the drug thalidomide, and which leads to the abnormal limb, which is more nearer to the trunk. Thank you very much.